Let's get right into the breakdowns here. We start things off with Chanel Dyer coming in at minus 750. She's going up against Elise Reed, who comes in at plus 535. Now, Chanel Dyer is coming off of a UFC debut victory last time around, as she was able to put away Ravina Oliveira in the first UFC. It was actually her debut matchup, and it took place in her hometown of London, England. It was a spectacular performance from Dyer, who was able to pick apart Oliveira all through the first round, and then eventually find a finish in the second round where it really seemed like Oliveira was struggling to deal with the pace and pressure of the British fighter. Dyer has been a long-term student of Brad Pickett at Great Britain top team, and it's clear that she's trying to round out her grappling game as well, but we didn't really get to see much of it last time against Oliveira, considering how quickly Dyer was able to get into her striking groove. Now, she earned her way into the UFC by actually losing on the Contender series, but it was such a great performance and great fight between the two that Dana decided to sign her and Carol Foho, who ended up winning that night, or Foro, whatever you want to call her. Dyer was battered and bruised right away in that fight against Foro, but managed to showcase very good durability and toughness to still get into the latter half of that fight, still get into the scorecards as well, and even have two judges score that second round in her favor. She's a very solid fighter, 25 years old, has a ton of potential to still tap into, and I'm sure confidence is on her side, especially after that TKO win she got over Ravina Oliveira in March, but not to mention the fact that she got a performance bonus there, a $100 paycheck in your first UFC appearance. That's got to be pretty damn good. Now, this weekend, she's going to be looking to put away Elise Reed, who has alternated wins and losses through all of her 9 fights, from her first fight against Sijara Eubanks, where she got finished on the ground, and then last time around where she ended up getting knocked out by Denise Gomez in May of 2025. Now, her activity has very much slowed at this stage of her career. She's only competed once per year since 2024, and she's looking to get back into the win column for the first time since 2024, which is when she was able to batter Jessica Penne on route to a decision victory. Reed has a Taekwondo background, and she's a very underrated fighter, specifically in that striking game. She lands with a little bit of sting. She has some good movement, but she is hittable, and she is also very susceptible to anybody looking to take a ground attack against her, just as we saw Muay Thai fighter Loma Lukbunmi get that fight to the ground and find a submission victory over Elise Reed. It seems like that's one aspect of Reed's game that she just cannot get over and won't be comfortable in, so she's going to be hoping to keep fights standing more often than not to try to pick her opponents apart and try to find success there. I wish we would see her throw with a little bit more power, because I think she could come through with a few knockouts as well. And let's not overlook some of the underrated wins that she has on a record. She handed Melissa Martinez the first loss of Martinez's career. She also handed veteran Jin Yu Fry a defeat as well over the course of 15 minutes. So Reed is often a fighter that a lot of people look to fade, but let's give her the respect that she deserves, especially with the striking chops she brings to the table. Now, this weekend, she's going up against another striker in Chanel Dyer. Fun matchup here on paper, but it seems like people are running with the Dyer side of things, considering that she's all the way up at minus 750. This is not a fight at all where I would feel comfortable taking that type of chalk on Dyer. Dyer hasn't really shown the commitment to the grappling game in the past, but I'm not ruling it out that she could actually do that here against Reed. I think that we're going to see Dyer mix it up in the grappling realm, and I think that could actually produce a potential finish for her, whether it's a TKO or a submission. I see the submission prop for Dyer is plus 400. I was kind of hoping for something closer to plus 700, plus 800, but it seems like the bookmakers kind of know what the deficiencies in Reed's game are and how Dyer could potentially take advantage of it. I don't want to take Dyer at minus 750. I will predict her to win. I don't see enough reasoning to back Reed as a big dog either. I would rather pass on this fight. And like I said, I was looking to take that Dyer submission prop, but it doesn't look like it's going to pan out that way. My official prediction will be Dyer by TKO, but Reed is definitely somebody not to completely overlook in this matchup. Do not parlay Dyer in this spot. I think she wins, but just as we saw this past weekend, there are a few dogs that seem like locks before the card, but they can definitely fumble the bag. And in a sketchy fight like this, I wouldn't be super confident on the Dyer side. So official prediction will be Dyer and Dyer by TKO, but do not be surprised if Reed is capable of pulling off the upset.